All right, it's easier for you to do your revision later on. Okay, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
My answer I got in the end was 24a b cubed c, which is not correct.
Okay, so you were saying, so in fact, so your answer and the final answer might be different. So let me just get it out. Okay, it can be different, but the format can be different. But the thing is, you need to use the correct approach. Okay, by the way, this is the concept of indices. Okay, so what is indices? Like last time I asked you when we still have the face-to-face lesson, I asked you, do you know how to do indices law? And you said no, right? You have not learned it. Okay, good. So in fact, you need to make use of indices law here. Okay, if you make use of the indices law, and you will see that your this square, you will go into the a, and then you will go into the b as well. So you will end up with a to the power of 2, b to the power of 2. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then after that, so basically your this numerator will be changed to a square, b square, and then of course 3bc. Then, okay, over here you have a divide by 2a. So when you divide by 2a is the same as 1 over 2a, which you times. Okay, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, the next step is, of course, you do cancellation. So you have a square, you have a, so you have a above. And then you have a b square, and then you have b, you have a b above. And then ultimately you will end up with ab above. And then of course below is 2 times 3, which is 6. And then of course c left. So this is one of the answers.
Okay.
Yep. So what's your answer?
I think I did not do it the correct way, because my answer ended up being 24a b cubed c.
Why 24?
I went to like I did the times method, but I did not open up the ab squared first.
Okay, so that means you didn't use this called indices law, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't know about indices law, it's okay. So like I say, there are many ways to solve one question. So based on your existing knowledge, if you don't use the indices law, what you could have done is, so you have ab square, right? So you could have write ab times ab. Okay, when you square something, it's as good as you times itself. Yep. So when you times itself, right, you can actually see that you have a times a and then b times b. So a times a is a squared, b times b is b squared. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So in fact, if you don't know the indices law here, you could have used this normal way to figure it out. All right. Okay. Yep. Move on. Yep.
And 8a.
8a. Okay, good. 8a. Okay, 8a. Okay. So for this question, okay, this question, I think, okay, number one, I think you have only one answer, right? Well, you're supposed to have two. Did I guess correctly?
Yeah, I only got one.
Yes, this is a very, very common mistake. Okay. Others can make this common mistake, but you cannot. Okay, good. Let's do it. Okay, I guess what you did, right? Okay, what you did is you do cancellation first, right? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. When you do cancellation, you miss out one answer. Don't do this. Okay. A lot of students make this mistake. Okay, first thing first, ask yourself, what do you see? 7p squared equals 7p. So what is, wait, so we talk about linear equation versus quadratic equations, right?
Yep.
Can I ask you, what equation is this?
Quadratic.
Correct. Okay, by the way, if my handwriting is too bad, I can improve. If you can't see my handwriting properly, just let me know. And plus, if you cannot see my screen properly, I make sure you can see it. I will enlarge it. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation. Okay, quadratic equation. What can you think of? No, just no need to look. Just what do you think of?
The ABC.
Correct. Correct. So quadratic equation, in fact, they look, okay, there is a general form for quadratic equation, which is ax squared. Usually we take x, okay, as an example. Okay, this is called a quadratic equation. Okay, why? Because the power of x is 2. Okay, and then of course you need to have an equal sign, therefore it's called a quadratic equation. By the way, what is the difference between this one versus this one? What's the difference? Is there
One has one has the answer, then the other one is just a formula.
Okay, good. So let me just okay, since we are talking about this, let me clarify once and for all. Please pay attention. This is called quadratic equation, a short form QE. This is called expression. Or you can call it quadratic expression. Quadratic expression. This one is called quadratic equation. Okay, why is called an equation? Because like I said, there is an equal sign here. Okay, there's an equal sign there. Okay, so why I call this an expression? Because there's no equal sign. It's just an expression. Okay, so I will tell you what to do with equation and what to do with expression. But you need to be able to identify first. Okay, so are you clear now?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you don't have to take note because ultimately you can go back and watch this recorded video and then you take note. Don't waste time taking note during class. This is also one advantage. Okay, so good. Let's go for the quadratic equation first. Okay, so let's make use of the quadratic equation. Let me just get rid of this because we are talking about quadratic equation here. So when you have a quadratic equation, so the first thing you do is you just have to express this quadratic equation into this format, right? So I put the 7p square here, and then of course, okay, sorry, I'm going to put the minus 7p here, and then of course equate it to 0. Am I right?
Yep.
What you do next?
Factorize.
Okay, so yes, okay, that means there are many ways you can do the factorization. Okay, or you can do the formula, right? Or you can do the calculator. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the calculator is for us to, let's say you run out of time already, you know time, then you use the calculator because you want to quickly get the answer and at least you get 1 mark. If not, if you have plenty of time, use the calculator to check your answer. Simple. So now you do the factorization. I think you have no problem solving it by factorization. Okay, how do you factorize? Take out the 7, take out the p, which is a common factor among these two. Am I right? Good. So if you take out the 7p, you will get p here. And then if you take out the 7p, you will get 11. And then that's it. Solve it. So 7p is equal to 0, and then p minus 11 is equal to 0. So p is equal to 0, one of the answer, p is equal to 11. So you end up with 2 answers. Simple? Okay, so this is one way. Okay, this is one way. So if you use the formula, by the way, when you use the formula, you will not skip. I mean, you will always end up with 2 answers. Can you remember? Can you remember?
Yeah.
Why? 为什么?
Cause there's the plus minus thing.
Correct. So let's say if you have minus b plus minus, I hope you have memorized b square minus 4ac. Oh, by the way, this is the square root is covered until the c. So over 2a. So this is for your x. In this case, it's not x. In this case, it's p, right? So you just pick the ABC out. So in this case, what is your a? Can you tell me?
7.
Very good. A. Okay, I write down the ABC first. Easier. I don't want to make mistake later. 7. B.
Negative 77.
Very good. C.
0.
Very good. Okay, so I will leave this for you to go back and try it out using the formula. Can you? Okay, very good. Okay, next. By the way, just to caution you, a lot of students they are so used to write X, and then in the end they also write X. Yeah, in the end they also write X. In fact, the question is P. So this is a very common mistake also. Okay. You remember last time? I remember when you draw the curve. So the horizontal axis is X and then the Y. In fact, the question asks for T and H, right?
Yeah.
你还记得吗?
Yeah.
Okay. So X and Y is a general letter we use, but you still have to use the question letters. Okay. Next. 下一题.
And after that is paper 2 already.
Paper 2. Okay, good. Okay, let me just quickly glance through. Oh, so the rest of the answers you are right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So I just quickly glance through and then paper 2. So you are okay with this 11?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay. Paper 2. Let me open paper 2. By the way, you asked me 2 questions. So those 2 questions you managed to find out?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. By the way, usually I don't give direct answers to questions my students ask because I don't want to spoon feed my students. Okay, because it doesn't help if I spoon feed my student. I would rather give them some hints and then of course let them find out the rest. All right. Okay. Good. Lai.
Question 4A. Question 4.
Question 4. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. This is a very, very common question, and you have to know how to do this question. Okay. This question surely come out, and I think a lot of people they get it wrong because of the area, not so much about the length. Okay. So number 1, an area of 2 cm square on map A represent a land area of 50 meters square. Okay. Good. Can I ask you hold on. Let me get this question out. Okay, can I ask you why you need help on this question first? I also want to know. Answer is not right.
Yeah, I could solve, but like the answer is not correct.
Okay, good. So, okay, let's look at it together. So over here it says 2 cm square is to 50 meter square. So basically this is called the what do you call it? Legend or something? Reference?
Map scale.
Oh, map scale. Okay, call it a reference. Okay, the reference is 2 cm to 50 meters square. So basically this is the map. So this is the real. Okay, right? So in fact, what you can do is they ask you for the, let's say if they, okay, by the way, they give you in this format, right? This is not a standard format. The standard format is actually 1 over something. Right? Okay, so how do you do that? Okay, so let's talk about it together. So this is called the area ratio. Right? This is called the area ratio. Okay, now they want you to find length ratio. Right? Because why you need to find length ratio? Because you want to find the actual length. Because you are asked to find length. Right? So if you want to find length, you need to make use of length ratio to find length. Okay, so this is the objective. Find length, you need to find length ratio. Did you find length ratio first?
I'm not sure whether it's the length ratio, but I take like my next step was 2:500.
Yeah, 2 is. Oh, okay. Okay. Then I think I kind of understand why you are wrong already. But anyway, the approach should be area ratio, then change it to length ratio. Okay. How do you change from area ratio to length ratio? Okay. So in fact, area ratio and length ratio, if you are talking about this thing, I think the let's say, okay, give you a simple example first. 1 to 2, if this is the length ratio. Okay, the area ratio will be, can you make a guess?
1:4.
1 square to 2 square. Yeah. So therefore, if you simplify it, it's 1 to 4. Okay. So if you go from length ratio, you square the ratio of length ratio, right? You get the area ratio. Then now you need to do the reverse. I mean, in this case, you need to do reverse because you are doing area ratio to length ratio, right? So you need to do reverse. Okay. You get it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's do the reverse. So how do you do reverse? So basically, you just write down 2 cm square. You need to combine with the unit. Okay. So if you square root it, okay, I know if you square root 2, you're not going to get a nice number. Okay. When you are not going to get a nice number, and then your actual rank is also affected a bit, right? So you don't want that to happen. So just carry on. It's okay. So then you get cm already. Then you get m already. Do you know why? Do you know why when you square root cm square, you will get cm?
Yeah.
You know, right? Because cm square, you square root it. So basically, square root and square, they cancel each other. Understand?
Yeah.
Very good. So this is your length ratio. Once you get a length ratio, what you do next? You just put the 3 cm, here, which is the map. Just put the 3 cm above. And then, of course, then you will get the question mark. If you solve this, what do you think? Are you going to get the meter here? Are you going to get the meter here, or you're going to get the cm there?
Meter.
Correct. Can you solve this? You know how to solve this?
3 divided by square root of 2.
So basically, you can assume this as your x or u. So you just need to cross multiply and find u. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. So I think your u is equal to 3 square root 50 over square root 2. So what's the answer? 15? 15? But do you get 15 or not?
I'm still trying to solve.
Oh, okay. So let me teach you. So you just need to do the cross multiplication. So this one, square root 2 times u. Okay, so okay, let me just continue. To solve this, make use of cross multiplication. Have you learned this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you end up with square root 2u, and then this one is 3 times square root 50, right? So u is equal to 3 times square root 50 divided by square root 2. So just use your calculator, help you out. Right.
25.980.
Hey, hold on. I think no leh. So okay, first thing first, you get this, right?
Yeah.
Can you do this separately? Use your calculator. 3 times square root 50 bracket over square root 2 bracket. Yeah, 15. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why you get some weird number. It should be 15. Okay. So far so good. Okay, good. Part B. Part B or done?
Because I couldn't do part A, so I couldn't continue with part B.
Okay, good. So over here it says the length of 2 cm or net represent the length of the same bridge. So now they want you to find the 1 to n. So basically they want you to this is called the standard legend. Okay, so you have found out the length just now, the length ratio. Let me see. The length ratio is, can you tell me the length ratio? Did you note down?
Oh. Yeah.
So what's the length ratio?
1:15 meters.
No, not your answer, my answer.
Oh.
Square root 2 cm, square root 50 meter. So now they want 1 to n, right? So 1 to n means they want both cm and cm. Okay? Can? Okay, good. But of course, when you have cm and cm, then you cancel each other out. So that's why you don't have a unit. So what you do this, square root 2, square root 50. You know that this one you can combine it to 2 over 50. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you do this, you realize this will become 1 over 25. Then can you find out what is 1 over 25 square root?
1 over 5.
Correct. Yeah, I have already done it. So basically you have 1 over 5 cm, and then of course this is m. Okay, so you just have to change your this 5 meter to cm. Therefore 1 to 500. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I hope that if you don't understand this question, of course you can go back and watch this recorded video. Okay. Can?
Yeah.
Good. Next.
Question 9.
Okay, good. Question 9. Oh, you asked me the question 6, I remember. But somehow I just guide you a bit, then you manage to get it. Okay, label this. Okay, good. Then she has another 3 card, label this. The mean and median of this is this. Oh, okay, good. Okay. I can somehow understand why you managed to do it, or totally clueless. No idea at all.
I didn't understand the question.
Very good. You know why?
Because I'm not good in the.
Correct. Because you already tell yourself you're not good in it, because I think during the lesson, right, you keep talking about like, yeah, you need to watch it by yourself, the online video home-based learning. Then of course, and you were not interested at all, and then somehow you just give up on this, right? Okay, refresh. What's the meaning of mean?
The average number.
Cannot refer. Cannot cheat. Okay, mode.
The highest frequency.
Yeah. So the way I ask you to memorize is because it's MO, right? Most. So appeared most. 出现最多次的. So same as highest frequency. Then of course median, right?
The middle number.
Yes, middle number. Yes, you have to know this first. Okay. Then once you know this definition, this is called definition. Okay. Then only you can go ahead and do the question. So now you need to, okay, by the way, you need, okay, for questions like this, basically you need to form, okay, there are a few ways to arrange data. So give you some idea to arrange data. Oh, by the way, these are called data. I mean, this concept is called data analysis. If you don't know, it's called data analysis. So for data analysis, there are a few ways to arrange data. One of them is, this is called listing down. List down, one by one. Then the other one is called stem and leaf, right?
Yeah.
Then of course you have what histogram, right? I think we covered these two last week, stem and leaf and histogram, right? So list down, I think is even more simple, okay? Because list down, you just list it down, right? Okay, there are many more other ways to arrange data, but I'm just giving you a taste of how you can arrange data. Okay, so with this understanding, you need to list down the data now. Oh, by the way, when you list down, right, what is the key thing? How you list down?
From the smallest.
Correct. Okay, when you list down, you always list down from the smallest to the largest. Okay, so I have three, I mean, this Adele has 3 cards labeled 19, 20, and 25. And then she has another 3 cards labeled X and Y. Okay, this X and Y, very simple. I just X and Y first. X, Y, Z. Okay. The mean and median of the 6 card is 21.5 and 21 respectively, and the mode is an even number. Given that find the value of X, Y, and Z. Okay, good. You need to trial and error, but smart. You need to trial and error, but you need to make smart guesses. Okay. The mean and median of the 6 card is 21. So let's talk about the average first. So the average, how do you find average? Like you say, mean is equal to total divided by number of items, right? So you have 6 of them, total 6 of them, right? So basically you need to add law. So can you add these 3 together first? How much?
64.
Very good. 64 for the 3 the open cards. Okay. And now you have 3 unopened cards, which is X plus Y plus Z. Okay. And then this will give you what? They say the mean is 21.5. So with this, right, I think you can find out what's the sum of X plus Y plus Z already, which is 21.5 times 6 minus the 64. Can you help me out?
$65.
21.5 times 6 minus 64 is 65. I don't know. I depend on you. 65? Double check one more time. Very good. So it's 65. So you can see that then the median is 21, meaning if you arrange this, somehow you arrange it. I don't know how you arrange it. So the median is X, Y. I mean, okay, this one. It says the median is 21. So that means there is a middle number. That one must be a 21. So that means one of this is 21. Okay. One of the X, Y, Z. Okay, let's test. So let's say 21 is X. Let's assume 21 is X. Okay. So now, then that means I have 21 here already, right? For the X. Then now it says the mode is an even number. The mode is the even number. So can I ask you, X plus Z, 65 minus 21, what's the answer?
44.
So Y plus Z is 44. Okay. So now Y plus Z is 44. So over here, you need to somehow find that is 44, right? So how do you get 44? You can have 22, 22, right? So let's say I try 32, 22. Now I ask myself, it says its mode is an even number. So is the mode in this case, this is my first trial, my first attempt. Is the mode an even number now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because the mode is 22. It's an even number. Okay, good. So this one can fit, this one can fit, this one also can fit. That means meet the requirement. But you cannot meet this requirement because it says Z is bigger than Y, bigger than X. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you cannot have this. So we have to change. So can it be 24? And then 21? And then 20. Because 20 and 24 is also 44, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Good. So now ask yourself. 20, 24 add to 44. Okay, good. So basically it meet this mean requirement already. Okay, so 20, 24 meet the mean requirement. The mode is an even number. The mode is an even number, yes. 20, right? Yeah. So is the median 21?
Yeah.
No, because these two and then these two, the median in this case is 20.5, right? Am I right? Cannot. Okay, second attempt fail. Okay, second attempt fail. So now we have to change strategy. Okay, so second attempt also fail. So it cannot be, okay, let me see. So I have already tested 21, then 22, 22 cannot. So I have already tested 20, 21 and 24 cannot. Okay, we need to change strategy. So let's try 23, 21, 21, 21, 23. So the median is 21, right? All right.
Yeah.
But the mode is not an even number, so also cannot, right? But what about this? 22 and 20. The median is 21. Okay. Okay. And then do they add to 65? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So median 21 feet, add to 65 feet, mode even feet. Done. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is about trial and error. You have to trial and error it. So the answer is 20, 22, and then 23. Okay. Okay. Yeah, good. Next. But actually, it's okay lah. If 3 marks, if you cannot get it, so you still have 97 to go. But of course, I want you to get it. Yeah.
Question 10B.
10B. This question, okay. Somehow you always get stuck because of this question. I don't know why, but anyway, let me just give you a super general. Always step 1. Let me get this out. I'm going to give you step 1, step 2, step 3. For questions like this, you always need to do these 3 steps regardless. Okay, it's always the so-called the procedures. Over here, inversely proportional. So you write down y equals to k over x. In this case, this is your y. In this case, square root of x. So square root of x. So okay. So far so good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then now it is known that y equals to 64 for a particular value of x. Okay, so you can do it already. In fact, this is called your step 1. This is called the general form. Okay, this is step 1, general form. Step 2, find k. So how do you find k? Y equals to 64. X, don't know. Never mind. Continue, right? So how do you find k? So k is equal to 64 square root x. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I put this k is a constant. Okay, remind yourself. Okay, you don't have to write it, but just remind yourself constant. Okay. Okay, you don't have to write it. Just remind yourself. No, I mean, you don't have to show it to your marker. So K is equal to this. Okay, now I put it back in. So 64 equals to 64 square root x square root x. Okay.
Yeah.
And in fact, now find the value of y. So in fact, right, this is not this is y, because you find your k already, this is your k, right? So once you find your k, right, then the step 3 is you sub in your k value. Sub k into 1. Okay. This is your k, you sub it into 1. This is your k, you sub it into 1. I mean equation 1. Therefore, you will get this. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah. So once you get this, right, last time I talked about you cannot cancel these two. You cannot. Okay. You cannot cancel these two. Okay. Don't cancel first because this is together. Okay. So if you don't cancel, now let's look at the question. It says the value of x is increased by 300%. Okay, I want to talk about percentage increase. Probably you didn't. Okay, percentage increase, percentage decrease. The formula for increase is x. Okay. Okay, let's say you start with, okay, everybody start with 1, right? So you increase by 300%. Increase by 300% is always 1 plus 300%. So in fact, okay, whatever you start with, let's say you start with a y. Let's say you say the y increase by, okay, let me just use a, not to confuse you. So let's say you start with a. Let's say the a increase by 300%, you will get a times, what do you get for here? Can you use your calculator?
300.
1 plus 300%.
301.
No. You use your calculator. You just key everything into your calculator. 1 plus 300% with the percentage sign. 4, right? Good. So if I say you have a 20% down, so a times, so this is called 100%, 300% up. So this is 20% down. So if you start with a, 20% down will be 1 minus 20%. So can you tell me what you end up with?
Oh, 0.8.
Yeah, 0.88. So by this method, so if you get percent increase, use plus. If you get decrease, you use minus. Okay. So if you increase 300%, then you add 300%. If you decrease 20%, then you minus 20%. Okay. So in this case, it says the x is increased by 300%. So that means I replace my a with x. So in the end, you will actually you are going to get 4x. Okay. So this 4x, right? Where you sub it into? You sub it into this. You replace the x here with 4x. Why you don't sub it into the square root x above? Why?
Oh, because it's the constant.
Correct. Okay. Then with this, you continue. So you get 64. You get square root x. Then square root 4 times square root x. You can actually split this. Basically, square root 4x, right? You can actually split it into square root 4 times square root x. Okay. Do you know why?
Because both of them is like squared in their times.
Correct. So basically, you know how to go from left to right. You also need to know how to go from right to left. Interchangeable. So with this one cancel with this. So 64 divided by square root 4 is 2, right? So the answer y value is 32. They ask for the value of y, yes. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that means what you need to do, always remember the 3 steps. Step 1, okay, general formula. Step 2, find K. Okay. Step 3, sub the K into 1. And then of course, once you sub the K into 1, you need to understand this kind of statement, increase by 30%, increase to 50, you know, that kind of thing. Right?
Yeah.
How is this question different from the question you asked me?
This one they gave the Y value. Like
Okay.
they give
So what if they don't?
just sub in a random number.
Yep. In fact, if they don't, okay, let me quickly go and look at that question. If they don't, right, one way is you can actually look at give yourself an easier number. That's why I asked you to choose 100, right, last time. Yeah, I asked you to choose 100, right? So,
I think so.
yeah, I asked you to choose 100, right, for the speed. Never mind, I do it here. Can you still remember the question? No, it's okay. The braking distance. Let me get this out first. But you managed to find the answer for that question.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Never mind. I want to talk a little bit more on that because I think it's quite relevant. Okay, so basically, it says that the braking distance is directly proportional. Oh, this one is easier. Directly proportional to K square of its speed use V. Okay, so this is step 1, general formula. Right? So once you have the general formula, step 2, find K, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so but over here, like you say, K is not given, right? Then how? Okay, if K is not given, then you just do it without the K. I mean, do it without any value. So how? So D K times V square. So K is equal to D divided by V square. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I can do without the assuming V equals to 100. I can do without that, right? Okay, just do it this way first. Once I do this, I got the K, so I sub step 3, sub 1 into, or sub 3 into 1. So it's a very mechanical way, like, oh, just follow steps, then you can actually find it. So sub 3 into 1. Actually, not sub 3 into 1, sub K into 1. So like, okay, remind yourself, constant, so don't change. So sub it into it, so you get this D is equal to D over V square times V square. Okay. Then it says V is double, right? Or increase by 200%. Yes. It says increase by 200%. V increase by 200%. So just now what I say, if you start with V, if you increase, you 1 plus. How many percent? 200%. So actually, if you find it out, just key this into your calculator. It's not 201%. No, wrong. Wrong. You test. You key 1 plus 200% to your calculator, you will know. The answer is 3. Okay. Or another way to look at this is, can I ask you, what is 300% if you change 200% to a decimal number?
Uh, 2.
Yes, that's also easier for you to do. So if you change it to decimal number is 2. So can you see that 1 plus 2 is 3? So therefore, it's actually 3V now. So if this is 3V, continue. By the way, this is constant, don't change. So now 3V, I mean V becomes 3V, so you square it, then continue. You don't have to In this case, you don't have to assume anything. So 9v squared. You know why 9v, right? The 2 go into the 3, the 2 go into the v. Inverse law. We talked about it just now, right? So once you have this deng, so basically you get 90 in the end. The question asking for percentage change, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. So just now they give you the percentage change. They give you. Now they ask you, okay? They ask you. So if they ask you, you need to use this formula. The formula is called percentage change is equal to final value minus the initial value divided by the initial value times 100%. Have you heard of this formula?
I think so.
Yep. So final minus initial. Initial means starting. I means initial. Initial means starting. Initial means starting. Okay, now I ask you, what's the final value for D? 90, right? What's the starting value for D? D, right? What's the initial value for D? D times 100%. So 80 D times 100%. So basically, the jump is cancel 800%. Does it make sense? Okay. So in fact, you can actually do without assuming anything. Actually, this is the right approach. This is the right approach. The one that you assume, right? Not so good. Not so good. And you know why I suggest you to assume a value and approach the question using that approach is because if I somehow WhatsApp you all these, right? I think you will do like this. What are you talking about? Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right? So yes, I understand that. Okay, this is a bit confusing if you don't assume anything. That's why I suggest you to do it the other way. Okay, but anyway, with this recorded video, with this approach, you should be able to do this question in both approaches. Okay, you see which one fits you during the exam. All right. 可以吗?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good. Next.
And then question 14.
This one looks. Did we do this? Or you managed to do it by yourself?
I managed to do it.
Good. You managed to do it by yourself because we talked about this question during the last lesson. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something I'm so proud of you because we talked about it and then you managed to do it. This is what we want to see, right? So once again, just caution you one more time. There is, 我们是做过这题吗？还是没有？
It's in another worksheet.
Okay.
Similar,
but always remember, always look at it, how you should read. Okay, how you should read. Don't assume. Okay, don't assume. So it says 12 to, that means this side is 12/1 is 12/1. This side, right, is actually, you read it this way, this side. This way, you read it this side. Okay, you must follow. Don't assume.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of students, right, they assume, once they assume, they end up with what? Then if they assume, okay, I take it as this one is also this, then this one is also this. Then if they read class A, right, all wrong already because they read it as what? This one is called, let's say they assume this. Okay, this is what? 9.13 already. Right? If they assume. Am I right or not?
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to assume. So this is wrong according to this key. According to this key, you should read it from right to left. Okay, so always follow the key. Okay, just now you say what?
14.
14. Okay, 14. This question, what is so difficult about this question?
I don't remember the formula for the thing.
Like which thing?
The one that to calculate the I remember there's one that is about the internal angles and the external angles, but I don't remember what is the formula.
Okay, sure. Okay, good. So some concepts. Okay, let's look at it. In the diagram, it says, can you see or not? Is it big enough?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So in the diagram, triangle ABC. Okay, yeah. Is similar. Okay, whenever you come across similar triangles, you need to make use of similar triangle property. I think I somehow talked about it during our first lesson, but let's do a recap. Similar triangle properties is length ratio 2:1, right? This is called length ratio. Area ratio will be, what's the area ratio? 1 square, 2 square. Okay. Always remember it's 1 square, 2 square. Okay. Don't go and memorize 1/4. Don't memorize this. You will get into trouble. Right. Always remember square it. So if I change this, just square it accordingly. All right. All right.
Yeah.
But they must be similar. This is the key. If they are not similar, you cannot. Okay. So with this, good. Next, what I like to do is I would like to extract it out. I tell you why. I tell you why is the best practice is to extract it out later on. So you have ABC. They say is what? Similar to ACD. Okay, A is here, C is here, D. So A. So basically over here, right? A match with A. Okay, A. And then B match with C. Okay. And then what? C match with D. C match with D. Okay, you must match, match accordingly. If you match wrongly, wrong already. Can you follow?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, if I ask you to name this triangle, you can name it triangle ABC, right? You can also name it triangle BAC, right? You can also name it triangle CBA, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
But strictly speaking, if I just ask you to name this triangle, you can name it one of the three. Okay. But if I ask you to say which triangle is similar to which triangle, let's say if you choose to name your triangle BAC, you better name your this one CAD. Why? Because B match with C, right? A match with A, C match with D. So that means the order is important, strictly speaking. Have you learned this? No. Okay, good. A lot of students, they don't care. They just anyhow. Strictly speaking, you should follow. If they ask you to name two similar triangles, stand alone, up to you. But if they ask you for two, you need to name it in order. Okay, match. Okay, now, so you know how to match already. Next. Okay, over here it says calculate BCD. 什麼叫angle BCD? BCD, which is here. These two. Okay, what do you think? What you need to use?
To find the CA, the ratio of BA to CA.
Okay, so number one, BA, okay, BAE, where's B? BAE, so the three of them. Three of them is 75. That means add to 75. Okay, AB is 75. Okay, taken. I mean, already noted down. BC is 33, noted down. Then AC is 60. Okay, good. So when they are similar, you know what it means? When they are similar, that means this is equal to this. The angle is the same. Besides, besides the length ratio, the angle is the same. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, good. So that means this angle is equal. Okay, I'm not sure this is the right angle. Just I don't want to assume. Yeah, of course, this one. Let me use a different color. All right. Then with this, oh, okay. Can you help me quickly check whether this is a 90-degree? How do you check whether this is a right angle triangle? Pythagoras Theorem. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So can you help me check the Pythagoras Theorem? So this is 33, this is 75, this is 60. So you just need to check whether 33 square plus 60 square is equal to 75 square. You know why? Because a square plus b square is equal to c square if it's a right angle triangle. And by the way, this is your A, this is your B, and then this is your C. I mean, this side is your A, this side is your B, and then this side is your C. Longer side is your C. Can you help me check whether this is valid?
No.
No. Okay, good. So this one is not valid. If this is not valid, you cannot. Okay. So you cannot. That means basically this is not a. So basically this is not a 90-degree already. Okay, good. Solve problem. So not 90. Then we do it another way. Do you have any other way?
To find the angle.
Yeah. You want to find this whole thing. So in fact, right, if you want to find this whole thing, right, okay, B, C, D. In fact, probably you want to do it separately. You want to find this first, and then you want to find this. Right? Am I right now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And there is a relationship between this 1 and 2. Because if you look at it, this 2 is actually this one. Right? Why? 为什么?
Because the two triangles are
similar.
similar.
Very good. So that means this is your 1. Right?
Yeah.
And then and how? And how? Do we have enough information? Let me, okay, 75 is BAE, okay, BAE, okay, the total here is 75. Okay, this is 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, 4 side, and 5 side. Okay, so does this help? Oh, by the way, this is also equal. I'm so sorry. Okay, this is also equal. Okay, and then of course, this one, I call it 4, I call it 5, I call it 6. By the way, this 4, 5, 6, they add to 180. Okay, so basically this one is double tree, double angle tree. And then this one is, okay, so I try to just get all out. Hold on. Can you see that this they add to 1, 2, 3, 4, they add to 360 degrees?
Yeah.
Okay, then after that, it doesn't seem to, we don't seem to have enough information. If, okay, there is one way you can do it, but I'm not sure you have learned it before, because that is called the cosine rule. Have you learned cosine before?
I think so. In the
Okay, if you have learned cosine rule, the cosine rule is, the formula is, let me see if you have the formula. If you have, that means you have learned everything. So I also want you to know what formulas are available to you during the exam. 誒，沒有咧，有嗎？誒，no 咧，有人 no。Okay, while you are searching, so basically cosine rule is this. Let me write it out. Let me just write it out. Cosine rule is this. So if you have something like this, so this is 33, right? According to the question, this is 75, this is, can you remember the values? No, not here, sorry. Oh, here, sorry. Just copy and paste this. Okay, good. So 75, 33, and 60. Yeah, correct. I'm correct. Okay, good. So with this, right? Let me just get rid of it. Delete. Okay, good. So with this, you can actually find out the angle already. So this is your longest. Okay, probably I should do it better. These three values, right? 75, 33, 60, yes. Okay. So with this, if you want to find any angle, actually any angle, okay. So it's always, let's say you want to find this angle. Okay, this angle, opposite side is 75. Can you see? This angle, the opposite side is 75.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's all you need to do. You just need to do c square. I'm going to explain to you. C square equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cosine that angle. Okay, this is your cosine rule. So in this case, this is your, okay, the angle, right, is here. So this is called the C. Then the other one is A and B. So if you understand this, C square means 75 square. So far, so good.
Yeah.
A square, 33. B square, 60 square. Minus 2 times 33 times 60 cosine angle. Okay, so from this, we then continue. Okay, we continue. So let me just get rid of this. We don't need this. Can you help me out one by one? 75 square, what do you get?
5625.
5625. 33 square?
1089.
1089. 60 square? 3600. Can you help me out? 2 times 33 times 60?
3960.
3960 cosine angle. Okay, let me call this angle A lah, huh? I don't want to use the solid ball to remember to represent. Okay, so with this, a lot of students make mistake. Okay, this is minus, right? But this is times, right? So you cannot do the minus here. You cannot. Okay, so the 3960 is always together with the cosine. So you don't do the minus first. So what you do is you just do this part first. Can you help me out this part? So I will continue 5625. Then can you addition?
4689.
4689 minus 3960 dot cosine square root. I mean angle A. Good. Continue. Then this one is this first. So you just move it over 5625 minus 4689. Then you left with this. Can you continue to help me out? What's this?
936.
什么？再来一次。
936.
Okay, final. This is time. This is times. So cosine. This one is equal to 936 divided by this. Then of course you need to find angle A, right? Which is this part. Angle A is equal to 9. Okay, sorry. So you need to key this into your calculator. Cosine -1 bracket 936 over. Yeah. Can you help me out?
Uh, 103.67.
Yeah. Is it so nice?
5 SM.
5 什么？
I significant figure.
Okay, so 1 什么？ 1
03.67.
3. Yep, good. Okay, so just okay. Let's try not to be too exact first. So because we just want to get the answer out first, so that we can do the rest. So once you get this part right, they say they want this one. That means you need to find out this one. Okay, to find out this one, right? You just do this 75 over sine 103.7. Means this one opposite this one equal to 60. So 60 is to this, right? So it's sine angle. Okay, so with this, let me go to the next page. I erase this. You do it part by part. So you get your X already. Okay, so can you do it quickly? Help me out. What is, okay, do the sine 103.67 first. What is that? What's the value of that?
0.97.
Never mind. Yep. Okay, use this answer, but 75 divide by that answer.
77.
Okay, stop. Times 60.
4,600.
Cannot be what? 75 divided by this times 60. What do you get?
Yeah.
No more, no problem. Continue. Let me do it on my side also. I only have my iPhone, but anyway, just I can do it. So sine
4631.18.
Cannot be. Never mind. Let me do it first. Okay, can you help me do this? 60 times sine. Not sine -1. It's sine. 103.67. So you do this one first. 60 times 1. Tell me what is it first. 103.67. Sine it It should be 0.971. Do you get 0.972? Sine 103.67. Do you get 0.972?
I got it.
Yeah. Focus on this one first. Do you get 0.972?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Then you times 60.
58.30.
58.300. Okay, good. So yeah, this looks good. 58.300 divided by your 75. So what you wait, stop, hold on. X is equal to sine, remember inverse, -1, 58.375 with a bracket. Okay, go ahead. What do you get for X?
$51.01.
51.01. Yep. So once you get these two, then yeah, you can get this one add together. Okay. By the way, in order to do this question, right, you need to know this is called the sine rule. Okay, this whole thing is called the sine rule. And then this one is called the cosine. Just not the c square, you know, that kind of thing. C square equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab cosine angle A. Okay. Yeah. Don't worry. So it might be too much at the moment, just because probably you didn't, I mean, home-based learning and you didn't catch it very well. Okay, but as you do more questions, then you will know. But of course, I probably should take a look at your question again, see if I can have a better or easier answer. Okay, for this question. And now they want to find AD, right, which is here. Okay, so with this, I think it's pretty easy. They want to find this one, right? So AC is 60. And then, yeah, good. So you just do this one. This one match with this. 60 match with 75. So 60 match with 75, then AC is 60 is here. So they want to find AD, right? So you need to 60 over this, okay? Then AD is here. So AD, I don't know. So I need to find AD over the 60. So 75 AD is equal to 3600. Then AD is equal to, can you help me out?
48.
Yeah. I hope you can do the part 2. Can you? Can you do the part 2? I mean BI first. Can you manage this one? Show.
The formula, the ratio method.
Yeah, the ratio method, length ratio. But you did you do this question?
I didn't do the part A, so I thought I couldn't do part B.
Oh, okay. So never mind. So so next time, right, when you are doing question during the exam, okay. So I just want you to know that part A might not be related to part B. So because you see, part A is only 1 mark. I think if you think that part A is too difficult, right, you can skip this 1 mark and quickly go and do the rest. Okay. So next time, don't ever think that, oh, part A I cannot do the following as well. No, wrong. So actually you can, in fact, sometimes, okay, actually there is a strategy in if I am the examiner, right? Okay. If I'm the examiner, right, you don't assume that a lot of students assume that 1, 2, 3, let's say I have 5 questions, and they think that, oh, this is the easiest, and then this is the hardest. No, this is not always true. Okay, This is not always true. So it doesn't mean that, oh, the first question is the easy one, then the last question is the hard one. No, it's not true. So you just, let's say if the first one, okay, you just look at the entire question paper. The easy one maybe is at the back. The hardest maybe is at first. Okay, so in fact, when you receive the paper, you can choose to look at the entire paper first, and then choose to do the one that you think is easy. Okay, so basically, if you receive the paper, okay, so let's say you receive the paper, okay, they have question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in pages. So you look through all the questions first, and then you find that, oh, 3 is to me 3 is easy, this is easy, and then this is hard, then this is easy, this one is medium. So your strategy, you better do this 3 first, then do this. This is your last one to do. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't just because that, oh, first one is so hard, then you spend all your time on first one, then no time for the easy ones. All right. Okay. This is called exam smart. Okay. Okay, good. Next, DE. I think DE is also quite easy once you get all the things out. Okay. 下一题.
The next one I can. And no.
So you no more question, right?
No.
Okay, good. So I just need to go for the toilet break. We come back in 1 minute, 2 minutes, then we resume. Okay. Okay. Go for your toilet break. Go for your water break. Come back in 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Quick one, yeah. All right, I'm back. Yeah, good. Okay, so you don't have any question for me, so my turn to give you some questions. One of the question, can you see my screen now? No, okay, let me share my screen. Okay, right now, what about now? Okay, do you have any question from the ACS school? Or have you tried that?
I haven't finished the whole paper, but let me see.
Because I realized, right, ACS, right? I will say ACS, so you should know that the school is quite good, and then one of the top schools, and then their questions are, I will say their questions are the benchmark. If you can do the ACS questions very well, and then of course within the 1.5 hour and then the 1 hour time, I think you are pretty safe, and you should be able to score well. If you don't have, I will give it to you already. Some one of
7.
7. Okay, because I also give this paper to my other students, and then they tell me, yeah, some of them are quite hard. Okay, so let's look at question 7 then. Hold on, man. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
很好. All right. Paper 2 or paper 1?
Paper 1.
Paper 1. Okay, let me download paper 1 also. Okay. Yeah, good. It's here. So let me go quickly. Oh, let me just take a look at the, okay, they have the formulas here. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yes, you have learned those 2 methods. Can you see here? I mean, the cosine rule and sine rule. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you are supposed to know them. Okay, if I have, okay, let's go through the 7 first. I don't think you understand this part. Am I right? Okay, I'm going to focus on this later on, but let's go to 7 first. Okay, this 7 okay, what?
I can't solve it.
Okay, so this question, you need to use the concept of, okay, which 3 formulas which 3 formulas I ask you to memorize? You need to make use of those 3.
The
A square plus B square plus 2AB is equal to A square plus, no, sorry. So if I add a minus sign here, this will be minus. In fact, I should, yes. Let me just put it properly. Okay. By the way, this is already 2 of them. Can you see plus minus? Can you see plus minus?
Yeah.
By the way, if here is plus minus, here is plus minus, over here is always plus. Okay. If you don't believe, you can take a look. It's always plus for the b square. Then the last one is a square minus b square. Then it's a minus b, a plus b. Okay. So with this, I think this is pretty simple already. Am I not right? Can you see this? A square plus b square. Can you see? Can you see here? X square plus y square.
Yeah.
Can you see you have a 2ab here? Can you see you have 2ab? Let me use different color. Let me use a different color. Can you see? You can also take 2xy, which is 52. Okay. Xy is 26, right? So 2xy is 52. Does it make sense? Then with that, open this. 2. Okay, I ignore the 2 first. I do the x minus y squared first. Does it make sense? Then what is this? 107 minus 2xy 52. Does it make sense? What's the answer here? 52, 55. But they want 2, right? 2 times it, right? Then you 2 times 55. 110. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This question, they make use of this. So basically, they want you to see. They want you to see. Okay. They want you to see these terms. Okay. Then you just rearrange, and then somehow, once you rearrange, then you realize that, oh, actually, you have x squared plus y squared, and then oh, you have this xy. Then you just sub it in, then you can get the answers. Does it make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay, next. No question. No question. Then we'll go to just now the question. I mean, just now the trigonometry part. Let me go to this one. Okay, this one. Actually, you have a lot more than this. You also have this, you know.
But we haven't done it.
Okay lah. Assume if it's here, that means it, I mean, I also don't know lah. But anyway, just talk about it, lor. Okay, good. But okay lah. So since we are aiming for 90 plus, okay lah, another 1 mark gone. That means you still have 96, right? Okay, let me get this question to the PowerPoint. Yes. Okay. So first, what I want to say is these two formulas, they only apply to triangles, any triangles. Any triangles. Okay. So if I have a triangle, no field. So I label them first. Okay, how do you label a triangle? So this is called points or vertex, up to you. Or you call it a vertex. So this is called, I use capital letter generally. Okay, so this is the way you label the vertex or the point. And then how do you label the side? Side means AC, then AB, then BC. Usually you use this. Later I tell you why I do it this ACB, why I don't do ABC. Okay? Do you know why? I don't think you know.
The opposite line.
Correct. Okay. So okay. Very good. So the concept of opposite, you need to make use of here. So if you label your A here, the opposite side to the point A, right? So this is point A, right? The opposite side to the point A is your small letter A side. Okay. So therefore, your this point C, then the side is C. Yeah, of course, this point B, the small letter B side is this one. So far so good. 可以吗? Okay, so with this, just now the question, I'm finding this angle. I already found this angle just now. I remember 103 something, right? Yeah, 103.67. Can you see? So I need to find this angle now, right? I need to find this angle now. Okay, so this is your angle A. Can you see? This is your angle A. Can you see? Okay, good. So let me make use of that. Okay, I'm making use of this formula. Okay, just highlight it so you can see. I'm making use of this part first. This is called the sine rule. Can you see all the signs? Sine A, sine B, sine B. So this sine C, this is called sine rule. Just give you a name now. So how do I do it? So I do the A over sine A. Okay, and then of course I do B over sine B. and then or C over sine C. Okay. Then the question I ask is, you choose this one or you choose this one? It really depends what you have. Just now, I have 103 right here. Let's take a whole number. Okay, I don't want to be too specific because I just want to teach the approach to you. I'm not too worried about the correct answer. So just now I have 103 right as the angle here, right? So that's why since 103 is given, the angle C is given. So do I know the B? I don't know the B. I don't know, right? Do I know this side? Yes, I know, which is 33, 75, 60. Okay. This is 33, 75, 60. Okay, so now the question is, I need to know what I have. Then I will know what I can use. So in this case, like I say, do you have the angle here? Don't have. So you don't have this B. Angle B, you don't have. Okay, let me be more specific. This is a capital B. I don't have this angle B, right? You don't have the angle B, and you are not asked to find angle B, so you don't need to care about this term because you don't have it. You are not asked to find it, so you don't need to use this. So get rid of it. In fact, then you use this pair. Use this pair. So what's your A? 60, right? Am I right? Sine A, sine A. Okay, I don't have sine A, but I need to find sine A, so I must use it. This is what you need to find, right? You cannot say, oh, I don't want this. You cannot. You need to find, so you need to use it. Now, C, what's your C? C is 103. Angle C is 103, yes. Please be very, very careful. Okay. Below here is angles. Okay, I use this as angles. The denominator is always angles. Above is always the side. That's why I form this equation. Okay. So once you form this equation, right? Once you form this equation, you just solve this equation. So far, so good? Yeah. So once you form this equation, you do cross multiplication. So I get 60 sine 103 degree equals to 75 sine A. Just now I asked you to find this. I think it's 0.97 something, right?
Yeah.
I think I erased it already. Yeah, I erased it already. But anyway, I remember it's about 0.97 because I calculate myself. And then you times the 60, then you get 50 something, right? You get 50 something, right? 50 plus. Then after that, then your sine A, right? Sine A is actually 50 plus divided by your 75. Okay. Then after that, how do you get A? A is angle A, actually angle A. Angle A is actually sine inverse. Then you just key into your calculator. Then you get your A. Okay?
Yeah.
Does it make sense to you now? Okay, good. So now we come to cosine rule. Sine rule, I think you have a first taste. Okay, you might not know it very well, but yeah, you need to practice more. So let's go for sine rule. Oh, cosine rule, I'm sorry. Let me erase this first. Okay, for cosine rule, here. So just now we already have the, let me just make sure that I get all this. So now they have a square, b square, c square. Okay, you can also use this. So a square, just now they asked me to find, this is 60, right? So they asked me to find angle. So just now I find this angle, right? Using the cosine rule. Here, I find this angle, right? Right? So yeah. So I asked to find this angle, right? Okay, good. So in order to find this angle, which is my angle A, can you see? Over here, they label angle A, right?
Yep.
Right? So now I need to relabel in order to fit this, in order to fit this formula, I need to relabel. So I hope you know why I relabel them. Huh? I think the B never affect the C only. Okay, so now you know why I relabel them. To fit your this. Okay. So now A square, A square is the side. A square is this one, 75. Equal B square, which one is 33? C, 60. Minus 2 times 33 times 60. Yes, then cosine angle A. Compare these two just now. When we get this out, you will see that these two look similar. Can you see? You see or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, it's all about what? So once you form this one, right? Let's say if you manage to form this, like sub in the value, you already get marks. The rest is all about mathematics. It's about solving mathematics. So if you want to know how to solve mathematics, go back and watch this part of the video. Then you will know how to solve it. Okay? Okay, the approach is there already. So the rest is just 75 square, get the answer, 33, get the answer, 60, get the square, get the answer, this one, get the answer. Then of course, you can go back and slowly watch. You can watch this at 2 times speed. You can watch my video at half speed, up to you. All right? That's the benefit of having a recorded lesson. Okay? I know sometimes, right? Like especially the cosine rule and cosine rule, right? It's very confusing sometimes. Usually I take a few lessons to teach my students without recording the lessons, okay? But anyway, with the recorded lessons, you can go back, watch it a few times in your free time, okay? Good. Other question for me from Anglo Chinese? If not, I will. You have any question from Anglo Chinese? If not, I give it to you. Don't have. Okay. My question is this question. Oh, yes. The number pattern question. In case you don't know, wait, never mind, I can actually give it to you from my own memory. Of course, you can do it your way, but I think my way is better. Okay, so let's say you have 3, you have 6, 9, and you have 12. Okay, then I ask you what is the next 2. I think it's pretty simple because the difference is +3 throughout, right? So if the difference is +3 throughout, then of course you can find 15, and of course this is 18. Okay, you have no problem. But what if they ask you what is the n? What's the nth term? Okay, what's the nth term? So how do you do nth term? How do you do nth term? So the formula is. Did I pass you the formula? No, not yet. Okay, good. So, okay, remember this formula, the formula is valid only when the difference is the same throughout. Can you see that the difference is the same throughout? +3, +3, +3. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then with this, then you can use the formula. So this is your first number. This is your second number. Third, fourth, right? So they ask for, let's say they ask for the 100th. Okay, so how you do it? First, go for the nth first. For the nth is always the first number plus the difference times n minus 1. You don't have to copy, you don't have to do anything. Go back, watch it again, do a revision, then you only use it. Okay, can I ask you, what's the first number in this case?
3.
Yes, so first number is 3. What's the difference throughout?
Plus 3.
Yes, plus 3. Very good. So continue, n minus 1. So with this, you just need to simplify. Okay, simplify. How do you simplify? Let me move it up. So it's 3 plus 3. Let me just tidy up a bit. So this is 3 plus 3n minus 3. So you will realize 3 and minus 3 cancel. You end up with 3n only. Okay, so now they ask for the 100th one. So you just 3 times 100, 300. Make sense? So the 100th number is 300. All right. Does it make sense to you now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So if this is, let me give you another one. If it's 12, 10, 8, so this is minus 2, right? So the difference is the same throughout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so use the formula. First number plus difference times n minus 1. So first number, 12. Difference, minus 2. Remember, the difference is minus 2, not plus 2. Okay? Because if you write plus 2, that means you are supposed to get 14. Over here is 10, right? So therefore, the difference is minus 10, minus 2. Okay? And it's the same throughout. That's why you can use the formula. So you will get n minus 1. Okay? You simplify it. So you get 14 minus 2n. So if they ask you for the 100th one, you just sub in value. Okay, sub in. So 14 minus 2n, you sub in 100, right? Then it's minus something. Use your calculator, just get it. Okay. No need to do it. This is too easy to do it. Okay. And I remember there is a question they asked, if, is it you or somebody else? They ask, let's say we do this, we do the plus 1. Okay, let's say we do this. You know, the question they ask is, okay, let me erase this. They ask if 650 is inside this number sequence. Are you the one who asked me this question? Okay, so they ask whether 650, okay, this is similar, whether 650 is inside the sequence. You just test, 3n equals to 650, n equals to, is n a whole number? It's not a whole number. It's 216 point something. Okay, so n is not a whole number, so not inside. Okay? Does it make sense to you now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Any other question? If not, I give it to you. No, okay, good. Continue my side. This question. Oh, by the way, probability is actually inside your syllabus.
For my school, never test because we didn't learn.
Oh, okay. Then if your school never test, then we don't. I don't go through the probability, but I go through this. Now, this is the question, which you can make use of the number pattern. Can you see why? Can you see why you can use? Because you have your plus 7, right? Plus 7, right? Plus 7, right? Yeah, it's the same throughout. So yeah, I think we finished this question. Okay. This question, enlargement. Is it in your school syllabus?
I think so. It's part of the similarity thing.
Yes. So, okay, let me give you another shape. I think you can do this shape, but you cannot do this odd shape. Never mind. Let's do this shape first. Okay, so let's say if you want to 2 times this, how do you do this? Let's say you have this triangle. You want to do 2 times the triangle. How you do it? So what you do is you need to fix a point. All right, you need to fix a point. So let's say I fix this point. I fix this point first. Okay. So once you fix this point, you need to do this. So this is 2 unit, right? For this side, it's 2 unit, right? So double it is
4 unit.
Correct. So you just draw a 4 unit. Okay. Then now, this point. This is diagonally 2, right?
Yeah.
So after you double it, then diagonally 4 as well. So similarly, this one, you close it, then you get double. Close it. Then you get a scale factor of 2. Okay. So if it shrink, what about half? Let's say the factor here is half. Let's say the factor here is half. So you just shrink it. You understand me?
Yeah.
So instead of 2 times 2, then you 2 times half is 1. So you just until here. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Then of course this part is also half. Okay, everything half. Okay, now then we go back to this question. Okay, we fix a point first. Let's assume that we start from this point. I mean, this is the start point. Okay, this is the start point. So if this is the start point, 2 times, right? 2 times here, 2 unit, 4 unit until here. Okay, then another point here, here to here. Oh, sorry. Here to here. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you 2 times it, give it 1 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Am I right?
Yeah.
And one more time. This is what? This is 1. Then you go 1 more time. Should be here. Right? Then this is 1. Then you give it 2. Then here. Does it make sense now? Then after that, you just link up all this. Okay. Let me link it up. Hey, no, sorry. Okay, it's enlargement. That means the shape remain. Okay. 可以吗?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you 2 times. Okay, if it's half, then you half it. Okay. Okay, good. This is the stem and leaf. Okay, the question, one last question. My student asked me. It's also from here. Hold on. Oh, the inequality. This one. Okay, let me quickly invite my student first. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hey, Tong Tong. Hey, Nancy. Okay, Nancy. Let me see. Hold on. Hey, Nancy, I'm actually having lesson. Just give me like about 5 minutes. I will finish it and I will attend to you. Okay? Okay, see you in 5 minutes. Thank you for being punctual. Thanks. If you wish to listen, you are okay to do so. Okay, so the question I want to talk about is the what did I say just now? Inequality. Okay, this question. Sorry. This is not a simple inequality. This is a simultaneous inequality. I'm not sure if you have heard of it. I think you have heard about what simultaneous equations, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Simultaneous equation, you have equation 1, equation 2. Okay. This is called simultaneous inequality. Inequality. So that means you have one inequality, you have two inequality. You have to do it separately. So the number 1 inequality is this one. Okay. Then the number 2 inequality is which one?
The whole thing and the 27 over 2.
Here, right? Yeah. A lot of students make mistake because they never choose the whole thing. Okay, they never choose the whole thing. They stop. They probably they stop at here. Cannot must the whole thing. Okay. Until whole thing means whole thing means until, so let's say you 3x, right? Smaller, right? The whole thing until the next inequality. So until the next inequality is here, right? If you look from the left to right. So if you look from right to left, you look from right to left until the next inequality is here. If you left to right, it's here, right? Okay. So once you form this, I think you can quickly see that you are actually getting this. So let me quickly do it. Okay, this is your first answer. Okay, let me double check. Yes. Then for this is 这个是help me out, 27 divided by 2. What do you get? Sorry.
13.5.
Okay. Okay, it's here. So 13.5. Okay. I like to do with decimal numbers sometimes. Okay. So this one you get 4x, and then 13.5 is 8.5. Then can you help me out? 8.5 divided by 4.
2.125.
2.125. Okay, good. Now is the thing. If you know how to do it, just listen, see if my approach is, if my approach benefits you more or your approach is better. Okay, so draw the number line on the same number line. Draw this, and this on the same number line. Okay, so negative 0, 1, 2, negative 1. Okay, so seems like you cannot have all this because the scale is not big enough. Okay, by the way, you need to use a ruler lah, You need to use a ruler, yes. So okay, number line means I need to use an arrow. Okay, arrow. Okay, then always label the 0. Hold on, label the 0. Always test the negative side. Over here, you need to test negative 5. Okay, then over here, you need to test 2.125. Oh, by the way, just to caution you, if this is 2.125, right, your this 5 unit must be bigger than this one. You don't need to be exact, but you must be reasonable. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Okay, must be reasonable. Then once you have done this, what you need to do is, by the way, this is your x. Okay, x-axis, because we are talking about x, right? By the way, if this is t, right? Let's say this is t, right? We need to change it to t already. Okay. Okay, good. Next, so x is smaller than this, smaller. So with an equal sign here, right? Can you see it's equal sign? Let me get rid of the t first. Okay, x smaller than this. Smaller means left-hand side. And equal sign, so solid. Okay. X smaller than -5. So no equal sign. So this is the thing. Okay, let me admit my student first. I just ask him. Okay, so once you get this, so where it intersects, where these two lines intersect, here, right? Here onwards. All right.
Yeah.
So if it so they call it what, converge, right? If it converge from this onwards, so basically your answer is this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the final answer is 95 smaller than, I mean, yeah, this is the one. Or, hey, I make a mistake. You never let me know. I just realized this is x bigger than -5, so it should be the right hand side. I just realized. Yeah, here is, if you change it, right, it's x bigger than -5. Oh, okay, you don't make this mistake, ah. Okay, so sometimes, you know, everybody makes mistake, but you need to know how to avoid making mistakes, or when you make mistake, you need to realize you make a mistake and quickly correct. So actually, the intersection is here. So the intersection is -5, bigger than -5, and then smaller than 2.125, because this is the intersect. I mean the intersection. Yeah. Okay. So this is the answer. Okay. So I hope today we have gone through a lot of questions. I know it's a lot for you. Okay, we didn't even have a 5-minute break, just have a 2-minute break. So go back and watch the recorded video, and you should be able to solve many of the questions.
Okay.
Okay, and if you still have questions after watching the videos, you can watch the video at 2 times speed. So you can feel free to WhatsApp me, and then I will see how I can help you. Okay.
Okay.
By the way, actually, some of the videos I've done previously, right? It really helps my existing students a lot. So let's say if one student, they ask me about the number pattern question. Just imagine one of the students, they ask me about the number pattern question. I simply can just show this video to them. They should be able to find out another one, right? Okay, so this is the benefit of doing lessons online. All right. Yeah, okay. So enjoy the video later on. See you. Stay safe and see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello. Hello, my student. Oh, by the way, I need to stop this and re-log in again because I'm recording that lesson. Okay, I stop and re-log in, and you also re-log in. Okay.